Imagine being one of the most loved footballers in the world, a legend who mesmerized fans with a dazzling smile and unrivaled skill. But behind the fame, off the pitch, you're fighting personal demons, slowly slipping into a dangerous spiral. How could Ronaldinho, a global icon known for his joy and brilliance on the field, end up drowning in alcohol and personal despair? In this video, we uncover the darker side of Ronaldinho's life after football, the pain, the tragedy that nearly destroyed him, and the internal battles he faced away from the limelight. Hello and welcome, football fans. Today we're exploring the incredible yet tragic story of Ronaldinho, a footballer who brought joy to millions with his sheer brilliance, but faced heartbreaking struggles behind closed doors. After retiring, Ronaldinho battled a silent and devastating fight with alcohol, culminating in his arrest and the tragic loss of his mother. What caused one of the sport's greatest stars to fall so far from grace? Stay with us as we take a deep dive into his journey from glory on the pitch to tragedy off of it. Born in 1980 in Porto Alegre, Brazil, Ronaldinho quickly rose to stardom, becoming one of the most revered footballers of his generation. He played for some of the world's greatest clubs, including Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, and AC Milan. His infectious smile, electrifying dribbling, and creativity made him a fan favorite everywhere he went. Ronaldinho made the impossible look easy on the pitch. His skills weren't just a testament to natural talent, they were a reflection of joy and freedom in football. Fans fondly remember his performances in Barcelona, particularly during the club's 2005 to 2006 Champions League winning season, where Ronaldinho was the beating heart of the team. His mastery with the ball was unmatched, and he seemed to play with an unmatched enthusiasm that many describe as childlike joy. However, even at the peak of his success, whispers of his indulgent lifestyle began to circulate. Ronaldinho's love for nightlife, parties, and alcohol was no secret, but as long as his performances remained top-notch, his personal habits were mostly overlooked. As Ronaldinho's playing career began to wind down, his off-field lifestyle started to catch up with him. After retiring in 2018, he increasingly found himself in legal and personal trouble. The turning point came in March 2020, when Ronaldinho was arrested in Paraguay for attempting to enter the country with a fake passport. The arrest shocked the world, and the image of the smiling, carefree footballer quickly faded. His arrest and subsequent 32-day detention in a Paraguayan prison highlighted just how far Ronaldinho had fallen from the public eye. During his time in prison, he reportedly kept a positive attitude, participating in prison football matches and mingling with other inmates. Yet, behind the scenes, his personal life was spiraling out of control. This arrest marked the beginning of Ronaldinho's deeper descent into personal turmoil. His close friends and associates noticed that after this incident, Ronaldinho's reliance on alcohol became even more apparent. What began as occasional indulgences during his playing days evolved into a harmful coping mechanism. In February 2021, Ronaldinho suffered a devastating loss. His mother, Dona Miguelina, passed away from complications related to COVID-19. The bond between Ronaldinho and his mother was incredibly strong, and her passing dealt an unimaginable blow. The pain was profound, and Ronaldinho struggled to find any healthy way to cope. Instead, he turned to alcohol, finding temporary relief in vodka, whiskey, and gin, often drinking heavily late into the night. According to those close to him, Ronaldinho would drink until the morning, hoping to numb the unbearable grief that haunted him after his mother's death. His friends reported that his drinking habits became more reckless during this period. It wasn't just the tragedy of losing his mother, it was the culmination of years of unaddressed personal issues, loneliness, and pressure that had built up throughout his career. Despite being surrounded by fame and fortune, Ronaldinho's world seemed to fall apart after his retirement. His public persona, the smiling, joyful star, was far removed from the man struggling in the shadows. Ronaldinho's struggles were mirrored by another Brazilian footballer, Joe, who had his own battle with excess. Joe's career saw him make history at Manchester City in 2008, but it was his time at Atletico Mineiro, alongside Ronaldinho, where his life took a turn. While both players were geniuses on the field, they were equally lost off of it. In the vibrant party city of Belo Horizonte, the two indulged in the nightlife, frequently attending parties and drinking. Joe admitted in later interviews that his time at Atletico, where he played alongside Ronaldinho, was marked by a lack of self-control. While Ronaldinho continued to spiral, Joe managed to change the course of his life. In a candid interview, Joe recalled how alcohol almost ruined his career. He started drinking heavily when he played in Russia, and it only worsened during his time in Brazil. However, Joe eventually found faith and swore off alcohol, turning his life around. While Joe's redemption was heartening, it contrasted sharply with Ronaldinho's continued downward trajectory. The paths of these two players, once united by their love of football and nightlife, now diverged dramatically. Throughout this dark period, Ronaldinho's closest friends and confidants grew increasingly concerned for his well-being. Many tried to intervene, encouraging him to seek help and slow down his drinking. His inner circle feared that Ronaldinho's reckless lifestyle was leading him to a point of no return. However, their efforts seemed futile. Ronaldinho, though surrounded by people, was emotionally isolated. He rejected most offers of help, preferring to drown his sorrows in alcohol. Some friends continued to stick by him, hoping he would eventually realize the gravity of his situation. But as time passed, others began to distance themselves, realizing that they could no longer help someone who didn't want to help themselves. Despite the efforts of those closest to him, Ronaldinho's future remains uncertain. Will he ever be able to pull himself out of this downward spiral, especially after such a deep descent is long and difficult? For many athletes, life after retirement is fraught with challenges. The adrenaline rush of performing on the world's biggest stages is gone, and with it, the sense of purpose that has defined their lives. For Ronaldinho, who has spent his life playing football and basking in the adoration of millions, the transition was even harder. Publicly, Ronaldinho continues to maintain his trademark smile, but those closest to him know the personal battles he still faces. Whether he can truly overcome his demons remains to be seen. Many fans hope for a day when Ronaldinho not only recovers, but also shares his story to inspire others facing similar struggles. Ronaldinho's struggles are not unique. Many top athletes, after retiring from the sport they've dedicated their lives to, face similar personal challenges. Diego Maradona, for instance, struggled with drug addiction and erratic behavior after retiring from football. Similarly, Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps has been open about his struggles with depression and substance abuse, despite being one of the most decorated athletes of all time. What sets these athletes apart is how they address their problems. Phelps, for example, sought therapy and has become a mental health advocate. Maradona, on the other hand, had a tumultuous life with moments of recovery and relapse. Ronaldinho now stands at a crossroads. He has the potential to follow in the footsteps of those who turned their lives around. But the question remains, will he take that step? Ronaldinho's story is a sobering reminder that even the brightest stars can struggle in silence. His battles with alcoholism and the deep grief from losing his mother reveal the human side of a man who seemed larger than life. Fame and talent do not shield anyone from personal demons, and Ronaldinho's fall from grace serves as a tragic example of this. We can only hope that Ronaldinho finds the strength to confront his challenges and turn his life around. His legacy on the pitch is secure, but his future off of it remains in question. What are your thoughts on Ronaldinho's struggles? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth stories about the world's greatest athletes.